Back with our second half of play now, 36-19 in favor of the Magic Johnson All-Stars. Here's our tip. And they come up with it. New players on the floor now for the All-Stars. That was Marshall Henry. There's Henry again. In the corner, Mike McGee, ex-LA Laker. Reggie Fox on a drive, and he slams into Lamar Jackson.
Takes it right down the gut. Looks like they're going to run a little weave there because they've actually got 4 guards in the center. They've got 4 guys 6'5" and under, and they've got Cureton in there at 6'9", so they're going to really try and open it up a little bit, but I can't expect Magic to be off the court too long.
Well, there's our replay, and it was a real blast. Reggie Fox knocking Lamar Jackson to the floor and being called for an offensive charging foul in the process. Back with the action now, Nenad Vucinic inbounding the ball for New Zealand. Chris Tupu, who came off the bench and did well in the first quarter, runs it up, gets it to Byron Vaitoe. New Zealanders settling down here slowly. Lamar Jackson, Neil Stevens, Tupu, Vucinic, Vaitoe, yes!
Byron Vaitoe!
He got the foul on that, Tom, and actually Fox is complaining that he pushed off with his free hand, but you got to give it to Byron. He took it to him. Tough baseline. Here it is right here. You'll see his inside hand now. Brushed Fox away, and Fox comes up with the foul.
Nice play from Byron Vaitoe, who will be back with Napier this year in the NBL, which starts on Saturday, the April 9th. We've got a game right here in the ASB Stadium. Caltech Stars hosting North Harbor Vikings. Vaitoe misses his shot. Coming up with it is Derek Martin, former UCLA guard. Goes in quickly. No, off the glass. Vaitoe, rebound Martin.
Well, they've got some quick guys in there now. They really picked up the tempo.
Younger and quicker.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, we got a little excitement for the fans here. 5 lucky fans in the Spalding DB Export Shootout at halftime get to throw for 20 grand. Okay, 20,000 bucks.
A shot, a long shot.
Yeah, it's a long shot. It's a 3/4 court shot, but what the heck, you know?
Even if the probability is 1,000,000 to 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Stephen Thompson there, left-hander, coming up with it off the glass, makes his first free throw.
Yeah, he's from the University of Syracuse. Great score out of the University of Syracuse. I don't know if he called that bank shot, though.
Makes them both. Makes our score 44-23 in favor of the Magic Johnson All-Stars. 11 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter of play.
Play a little pinch down, post up.
Byron Vaitoe, no, loses it nearly. Neil Stevens comes up with it. Stevens going in off the glass.
Yes,
Stevens.
Interesting contrast with the All-Stars now. They're really double teaming Henry from long range.
Well, Marshall Henry just drops a bomb from three-point land, and we've got...
Get back to him.
You'll notice a lot of double teaming, Tom, with this crew here. They're really going to try and strip the ball.
Denied.
Nenad Vucinic to Lamar Jackson.
There you go, Marcel. Let him go.
Magic Johnson, you may hear him in the background sitting on the bench. He is the player coach of this team.
Stay up there on him.
Vucinic. Chris Tupu going to look for the bomb. No.
Let's go.
They're going already. He's yelling to go.
Yeah. Derek Martin flips it out to Reggie Fox. Reggie Fox going to look for it. No. Rebound, Stephen Thompson. Back out to Marshall Henry. Mike McGee. Henry. No. Chris Tupu bringing it up for AMI, New Zealand. New Zealand team off to Japan in June.
You got to keep your eye on the Magic Johnson All-Stars because they run their lanes well. They're not just running down the floor haphazardly.
Lamar Jackson misses a shot, tipped back out by Vucinic. Chris Tupu comes up with it. Vucinic, the top.
Help.
Jackson.
Get out there.
Stevens.
Help.
Stevens is fouled.
Stevie Thompson doesn't go with that. But, you know, these Magic Johnson All-Stars guys, I mean, they're very good runners of the lane, and they're really looking for the open guy.
Replay.
Neil Stevens at 6'9", and Stevie Thompson at 6'3". You know, pretty much he's going to get the foul on the elbow coming down.
Stevens rims it. Can't make his first.
I think we've got a discrepancy in the score here. It says 41-31. I can't believe that's the score.
No, I think the scoreboard is wrong. And in fact, when the
41-21.
Yeah, that's more like it. The All-Stars scored earlier. The Magic Johnson also scored earlier, and I noticed they put some points on the board for New Zealand. And after that, it went pretty crazy. I think they're getting it sorted out now. Ross Little, one of our 3 referees here tonight, Ross working with Ken Colson and John Burton, is over at the score bench. 9 minutes. You can see our clock there in the top of your screen. 9 minutes, 34 seconds, 41 to 23. We're in the second quarter of play of this Export Gold special on 3 Sport. Great evening coming to you live from the ASB Stadium in Kohimarama.
Play for 1 now.
All right.
Neil Stevens at the line to take his second shot. Second foul shot goes.
Neil Stevens.
Well, this is the time now that the New Zealand team should take advantage. They should take it out Curitan. They got a real small team. Biggest guy in the court right now for the All-Stars is 6'6".
They're about 6 times quicker, too, I say.
Yeah, they're a bit quicker.
Mike McGee inside. Flips it out to Marshall Henry. Yes.
Yep.
Marshall Henry coming to us from East Carolina University. Plays in the CBA with the San Jose Jammers. Has played also in South America. I was trying to find out which country he played in. Nobody seemed to know.
Yeah. East Carolina, Jeff Mullins, ex-Golden State Warriors, the coach there. So he's had some good coaching. That's it. Get the ball inside of Lamar.
Chris Tupu to Lamar Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Jackson.
You know, after what Lamar Jackson has been through, getting dropped by so many teams, this is a great moment for him.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Derek Martin.
Let's see if they do this again now. They should start pounding it down because they got the height advantage at the moment.
I thought that was a nice play inside to Stevens. Stevens going to have a look.
Don't reach.
And he's fouled.
That's a good play. Get the ball inside.
Yeah.
Foul, 22.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter of play. And we've got the Magic Johnson All-Stars at 45 and the AMI New Zealand All-Stars at 26. 19 points of difference. There's a shot of the Magic man on the bench. He's the player coach of this team and their leader. And they certainly listened to him today at practice. I mean,
he's got such respect, you know. I mean, what he says goes. I'll tell you, Tom, we're talking about 2 jet burners in Martin and Fox. I mean, they could turn it on.
Well, Neil Stevens makes his second shot. There's Derek Martin, gets by Chris Tupu. Mike McGee from the corner, yeah.
40.
Mike McGee, former LA Laker. 8 seasons with the Lakers, also played at Atlanta and Sacramento, averaged 9 points a game over his career. Chris Tupu looking again for Lamar Jackson.
Good defense by Stevie Thompson. He 3-quartered him on the ball side.
Let's go.
Neil Stevens can't make it work, and New Zealand are going to retain possession. 8 minutes left in the second quarter of play. 48-27 in favor of the Export Gold All-Stars. There's their leader, coach, and inspiration, not only to them, but to all of us.
Well, I'll tell you, definitely 2 different styles. The Magic Johnson All-Stars are now spreading the court. You'll see them next time down. They're driving and kicking it out for the long shot.
Byron Vaitoe at the top. Chris Tupu going to look for a shot. Not going to get it. Lamar Jackson inside. Yeah.
Good play. Good play.
Jackson.
Patient.
Lamar Jackson very cool when he gets the ball inside. Nice little fake. Stevie Thompson, he walked.
Yeah, he traveled again. But you notice the All-Stars, they split the sides, and they always have a guy cutting down the middle, so that sucks the defense in. And that time the defense just stayed out, and they got the layup down the middle.
50-29. Nenad Vucinic off the glass. Oh, yes.
Nenad Vucinic.
Great one-step pump with his right hand. Now, Neil Stevens breaks up a pass here, but the All-Stars, the Magic Johnson, we have so many All-Stars here tonight. Got to sort them out who's who.
Well, it's kind of interesting calling the New Zealand team the All-Stars. They've got a couple of Americans, but essentially it's a New Zealand team.
Yeah, exactly. And we have some changes. Ricky Struther now with Eric Brown. Ricky Struther making his first appearance. Eric Brown there on your screen. He'll be appearing with the Caltech Stars in the NBL this year. Derek Martin at the top.
Derek Martin played for UCLA, the Bruins, under the who for a long time dominated under John Wooden, one of the greatest all-time coaches.
Did he play for Wooden?
No, he didn't. He played at UCLA just recently.
Right. There he is, right there. Derek Martin, no. Rebound, Pokai. Peter Pokai to Eric Brown. Eric Brown hustling up, looking for something. Knocked away, regains his shot. Darren Shaw handling the ball for the first time. Knocks Reggie Fox for a bomb. And look,
Peter
Pokai comes up with it. Off the glass. Nice play.
Well, they got a height advantage now. They're starting to take it inside.
Darren Shaw making his presence felt right away. Boom. But, of course, now he fouls. It can work against him as well.
Yeah, well, nobody's going to guard these guys one-on-one. They got too good a step on them. You're going to have to get some help from your teammate from the side a little bit.
Coach and player Magic Johnson. Erwin Magic Johnson. 5 times NBA championships with the LA Lakers. Ball inbounded. We got Derek Martin at the top. Mike McGee.
Nice pass.
Yeah.
Nice inside bounce pass in the lane.
Stephen Thompson with that hoop. Ricky Strother handling it for the first time to Pokai. Pokai going in strong. Knocked away by Thompson. Nice hands. Good defense. Derek Martin looking to Mike McGee in the corner. They're always setting somebody in the corner.
They have got the floor mapped out. They know where they look at that. They know where they're going.
Yeah.
They got definite routes, and it's good open-style, NBA-style basketball that if you cut off one side of the floor, they got a threat on the other side.
That was Marshall Henry scoring that last hoop for the All-Stars. Here's Byron Vitoi. Pokai, Darren Shaw from New Plymouth. New Plymouth Bears, also a leading team this year's NBL. Here's Eric Brown. Yeah.
Nice shot. Nice shot. And here they are right now. Ball in the middle.
Look.
Outside weak. Yeah, count it. You know, Ty, it's really interesting to watch these guys because they do spot up. In the NBA, the style of basketball is to spot up your shooters and have somebody cutting to the basket so you've got at least 3 points of attack on offense at all times. And a lot of people think they're just running down there, but they're really going to spots.
And one of those spots is the corners. We have a timeout with 5 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second quarter. It's the Magic Johnson All-Stars 56, the AMI New Zealand All-Stars 36. We'll be back in just 1 moment.
I do.